The Stix, episode 24. Just me again. Sorry for the 2 week hiatus. Fall break's been crazy. My brother's birthday, Tyler, was this past weekend, so I had been back in Charlotte. But now we're back. We're ready to talk about some sports. Get these videos back out to y'all. Starting off with our fair games recap. Um, so Carolina and App didn't even play this week, so we have two games. State and Charlotte. First of all, starting with State. Now, this was a very close game, obviously, as the score tells. And Cal was winning this game for a good bit of it. They were up for majority of the game. State strikes back towards the end of the game, scores a touchdown, I believe, and takes this 1 point lead. And Cal just couldn't go down there and score. Cal, they lost his game. State didn't win it as much, but definitely a really good game from CJ Bailey. He is definitely the quarterback of the future for this NC State team. Um, yeah, I think that State definitely gets a big win, headed into the bye, and this is a good team win for them. Not as much of a cool win, or this is a loss for Charlotte. They get trounced by Navy, and it was all turnovers. The team gave up so many. I think it was like we turned the ball over like 6 times. Max Brown had like 3 or 4 picks. It was horrible. We fumbled the ball, couldn't do anything right on offense. We showed spurts, we always do. But Navy just killed us. Obviously, Navy looked good. They had a kid Tezca who had like 3 touchdowns in the first 3 drives, and they just destroy us. But definitely a learning experience for the Niners. 100% a learning experience. Week 7 game of the week recap. Georgia takes it to Texas. This was a surprise to I don't think just me. I think a lot of people were surprised. Georgia trounced Texas. This game was never really close, to be honest. And Georgia wasn't really moving the ball a whole lot. Like they weren't their offense was not the greatest. I mean, Carson Beck had 2 picks himself. The offense wasn't all there. They did what they needed to do, but man, that defense was stout. Texas could not move the ball. It got so bad that Steve Sarkisian benched Quinn Ewers to put in Arch Manning, and Arch Manning couldn't even do a whole lot. And this Kirby Smart, he crafted a perfect defensive game against his Texas team and adjusted really well when they went from a more pocket presence throwing field general and Quinn Ewers to a mobile guy in Arch Manning who could beat you with his legs. I mean, they did a very, very good job. And obviously they get a big win. I believe they move up to 2 in the AP poll. I feel like a win like this should at least go to 1, but of course they lost the game to Alabama. So outside of that game in Alabama, the half against Alabama, I feel like they've proven to be the best team in the nation. Uh, that's just my 2 cents. Moving on to Tennessee getting a huge win against Alabama. Now, they had the defense for Tennessee was very good, very stout. But I don't know. Tennessee still doesn't impress me all that much. They Nico I'm Emilo Amaloiva. I can't pronounce that, but he didn't look that impressive. Dylan Sampson did look very impressive. He had 2 touchdowns. But Nico was just missing throws that elite college quarterback should be making. A quarterback for a top 10 team should be making. And he's just missing them. He's overthrowing guys, underthrowing guys, just straight up missing balls. I mean, not the greatest game. And Jalen Milroe, he's so hit or miss. He's a very good college quarterback. I just think he sometimes falls under pressure. This is a big win for Tennessee, a big loss for Alabama. Do I dare say that Kalen DeBoer might be on the hot seat? I don't think it's that. I'm not gonna. I shouldn't go that extreme. But Alabama has not looked good ever since that that win against Georgia. They lost. That was you lose to Vandy. They barely beat South Carolina, and they lose to Tennessee in a very winnable game. I mean, this team just the Tennessee team wasn't even doing a whole lot. Alabama just shot themselves in the foot. They got down there, they drove down there, turned the ball over. Got down there, missed a field goal. Like it really. This is Alabama's game to lose. Tennessee doesn't really impress me. Yeah, they're in the top 10 now, but they're bound to lose. That's what I. My offensive player of the week this week, Bryson Daly for Army. Man, can he run? He can run, run, run. As you can see, he did throw the ball a little bit, 147 yards and a touchdown, but he had 31 rushes for 171 yards and 5 touchdowns. He is I believe he's the fifth leading rusher in the nation. This dude is a athlete. He's a stud. Army, very good team. Both the military schools are. And our favorite games for this coming week: UNC versus UVA. Carolina, they have obviously we're on a 3-game losing streak, or excuse me, 4-game losing streak, with losses to JMU, Duke, Pitt, and Georgia Tech. We're coming off a bye, and this team needs a win. They need to win. And I think they can get this. UVA is not the greatest team. They're not the best. They can totally win this game. I think they will. I think they can bounce back. I still believe in our defense. Yes, our defense. If we can stop the run, we can beat these guys. Because our inability to stop the run is what has killed us. But we can do this. I believe in the Heels. They can stop the run. But then they do. And the Heels get this win. Charlotte and Memphis. Memphis, as I've been on them the whole year. I actually had them as my group of 5 team. I don't think that's probably going to happen. But I also had Memphis as my American winners. And I still believe in this team. Seth Hennigan, very good quarterback. This defense, very good. Charlotte, yes, they are 3-4, but this is a successful season for them so far, in my opinion. Charlotte needs to keep. They need to keep the front. They need to keep doing well. I don't think they win this one, but I think this is a very promising game for a team like Charlotte to come out and get us and be scrappy and get a win. Do I think they will? No. I think this game is winnable. I think this is a very winnable game for the Niners if Deshaun Purdy plays. That is it. That's how it is. He has to play. Max Brown, not looking greatest. Jackson Ivy shown flashes, but as we saw last year and last game even, not very good. I think Memphis wins this game, but I would very, very satisfied with the Charlotte win. Oh, little typo there, but Georgia State versus App State. This is a home game for App State, a huge game for App State, as they have been garbage this year. Now, granted, they've been going through a tough time with obviously the hurricane, and that cannot be easy on any of these players. But this is a homecoming game. The first home game since all the tragedy struck, and this can be a very emotional game for App State. I know that they need this win. They're going to take this game very, very serious. And those fans, if they already weren't so very loud, they're going to. This team might be bad, but they are going to show out. These fans are going to show out for their team. I know that. I've been there. I've experienced the App State culture. It is like nothing I've ever experienced in my whole life. We're talking louder than some of the NFL games I've been to, louder than some of the baseball games I've been to. I mean, this stadium gets loud. It's crazy. It's an amazing experience there. And I feel like those fans are going to cheer so loud and rattle this Georgia State team, which is not very good. And App State cruises to a victory. I believe in this team. They might not be very good right now, record wise, but I believe that the talent is still there. Maybe it's a coaching problem. It might be. But I think the talent's there. I think this team gets a win. Game of the week for week 8. Texas A&M versus LSU. This is going to be a game. Two teams that lost week 1, but have looked very good ever since. Two teams that are looking to make a college football playoff. One, as the seating lies, is going to be in college football playoff, and one that is a scrappy good team. I think with their home field advantage, I think Texas A&M gets this win at home. Garrett Neisminer is a very underrated quarterback. He gets so very overlooked by everyone. And he's a good quarterback. Tyron Lacey, obviously a really good receiver. They have guys like Harold Perkins in the defense. And this is a very good team, LSU is. But I just feel like A&M at home, Kyle Field, 12th man, very loud. I think that fans make a big difference in games like these. Yes, they lost that last game to Notre Dame. That was week 1. They got the jitters out. You saw what they did against Missouri, Texas A&M, what they did against Missouri. They trounced them. LSU, good on the road, but we've seen they're vulnerable against teams like South Carolina. So I think the Texas A&M picks at those weaknesses and does enough to get this victory. Do I think they're going to win big? No, I don't. But I think Texas A&M sneaks out and wins this game, gets a huge top 10 victory and a huge SEC win, and bolsters those chances to make the college football. Week 7, Pats and Panthers recap. Yeah, the Commanders absolutely destroy the Panthers. Was not even close at all. Jay Daniels didn't even play this game. He played like the first quarter. Not much to say. The Panthers defense sucks. The offense could not get going. This is a good Commanders team. Do I think we should be losing 47 to them? No. This is a very good Commanders team. Moving on to Jags and Patriots, a game that I so thought the Patriots could win. Now Drake May did look good in this game. He looks good. I will say that. I'm obviously biased because I love Drake May, but he looks good. He has about the same. I think he has one less touchdown than Patrick Mahomes all year. Against Jaguars have a good defense. They have good guys on the defense, and of course the Pats played the Texans last week. Drake May looks good. The rest of the team does not. The defense gives up 32. Offensive line obviously sucks. Drake May is one of the more pressured quarterbacks through these 2 weeks that he's played. Weapons aren't there. They have potential. Like they have guys like Pop Douglas and Jalen Polk who have potential there, but aren't really wide receiver 1 guys. Like they don't really have wide receiver 1 upside. Like Pop Douglas is a good wide receiver 3. But he's not wide receiver 1. Hunter is a good tight end, but is he really a top echelon guy that you would need if you want your young quarterback to succeed? Not really. This Pats team has, I believe, the most cap space. And I know I probably shouldn't be talking off season already. But this Pats team has all the cap space. There's guys on the trade block that you can go out and get for Drake May. And just try. Put a little effort into getting your guy some weapons. I firsthand know about that. Being a Panthers fan, that last year we didn't go out and try to get anyone for Bryce Young just to have as a weapon, as a go-to guy to throw the ball to. They need that on this Pats team. The Jaguars looked pretty good. They obviously put 32 against, I think it's a pretty good defense. And Jordan Ayers said that his players are soft. I'm not sure if soft is the right word for it. I think that they're just not it's a rough situation that all these Pats players are in. It is the team the defense is always out in the field because the offense isn't really moving the ball a whole lot. Um, and when you're playing in a neutral site and like London, where the Jaguars, I mean they stayed in London the whole week. They played lad the previous week against the Bears in London. They have that, I guess, home field advantage, but they're used to the terrain, I guess. They already came. The Pats already came in at disadvantage. Um, so I mean the Pats need to do some soul searching. Um, the Jaguars need to keep winning. That's what it is for them. Moving on to the Pats and Patriots game for the week 8. The Panthers play the Broncos in Denver, our Thursday at 4:25 game, which is something I've never experienced before. I'm not used to these types of games. Playing at 4:25. I'm used to watching my team play at 1. But the Panthers play against the Broncos. The Broncos team that's beat all odds. They're coming off a win on last Thursday against the Saints, a huge win in New Orleans, and the Broncos have looked good. Not super good. Obviously, they play in a very tough AFC West, but the Broncos have definitely defied expectations. I mean, this is a team that people thought were getting their number 1 pick, possibly. Uh, you draft Bo Nix with the 10th overall pick. No one saw that one coming. Bo Nix was maybe a late first, early second guy. I mean, I saw mocks that have him picked in the 3rd. But he's definitely shown flashes. I mean, he's a very experienced college quarterback, very good quarterback. Obviously, was a Heisman contender last year. And the Broncos have definitely defied expectations. On the other side, the Panthers have done what everyone expected them to do. I don't think a whole lot of people expected us to move to Andy Dalton this quick. Obviously, Andy Dalton's actually not playing in this game. But he got in a car accident. I hope that him and his family are all okay. And Deontay Johnson nor Adam Thielen are playing this game. They're both out. We don't have Jonathan Brooks back yet, and the offensive line's a little banged up. So Bryce Young's coming into Denver, a tough place to play just because of altitude and stuff like that. And he's trying to get a win, trying to prove that he's still our franchise guy. And as crazy as it to admit, I'm not giving up on him quite yet. I'm excited to see uh, what he can do in this offense after he's hopefully built. He needs to build some confidence. He needs to get some confidence, some experience, because he's just so rattled. We had a bad team last year, and it was a rough start to the year. And Andy Dalton showed him that it's very possible to succeed in this offense. Dave Canales is a good coach, I believe. Xavier Legette, he's shown very good flashes. He's a very good receiver. You have Chuba Hubbard, who's having a very good year so far. I believe he's 4th in rushing yards, 3rd in rushing yards, something like that in the league right now. So he's shown flashes. This team can string together some drives. It's just all about confidence. The defense sucks, and that's not because the talent wasn't there. It's that everyone's hurt. Our team is so banged up. It's J.C. Horn and everyone else. It's that simple. We don't have guys on our defense. They're all hurt. Derek Brown out for the year. Shaq Thompson out for the year. Josie Jewell banged up. I mean, this defense is so banged up. And so it's almost like they have to rely on the offense to score, which obviously they're not going to because it's not all there yet. This Panthers team is in a very bad spot. A very bad spot. I hope that we can somehow figure out how to turn it around in the next couple of years, but God knows if we will be able to. All that yapping aside, talking about the game itself, I think this is a winnable game for the Panthers. I do. The Broncos, obviously, they're winning record currently, but they're not like this is a vulnerable team. We can get one of their bad games. They've had good games. They've had bad games. We can catch them on a bad game. We can get this win. I believe in the Panthers to get this win. I do. My prediction is not going to. I think the Broncos win this game. I don't think they win by a lot, although the Panthers have shown that they like to get blown out. Um, very bad point differential. I believe it's 132, negative 132. But the Panthers can win this game with the right type of luck. They can win this game. And moving on to the Jets and the Patriots. The Jets, what are they doing? You have all the assets. You have Aaron Rodgers, who is a 3-time MVP in this league, and you get Devontae Adams, his former wide receiver one. You have Garrett Wilson, a very good elite. I'm ready to say elite receiver. You have Brees Hall, who's up there as an elite running back. You lose embarrassed by the Steelers. You were 2-4. How? It wasn't Robert Saleh. I promise you, it wasn't. These guys just don't want it enough. They don't. And the Patriots on the other side, I talked about them. But the last game that the last time these two teams played, the Jets just blitzed Jacoby Brissett, put him under a lot of pressure. Drake May is different. Drake May can handle the pressure. He's used to it. Carolina had no blockers when he played last year and the year prior. I think Drake May gets at least 3 touchdowns this game. And I think that Christian Gonzalez does a good job against Devontae Adams and or Garrett Wilson. I do think the Jets are going to win the game. I do. But it won't be an impressive game for the Jets. I don't think it will. I think that it'll be a 1-2 score game. I think that it'll be a low scoring game. And I think the Jets will come out, but I think Drake May will show flashes as he has been doing. And that's that. But if I had to give a prediction, I'd probably go 20 to we'll go 20 to 10. 20 to 10 Jets. That's my final prediction. And that'll wrap it up for the Stix episode 24. I appreciate everyone watching. I will see y'all next week for some basketball, most likely. As we are getting closer to the NCAA starting, we will probably talk some NCAA basketball, not as much NBA because it's just not as cool. But yeah, I'll see y'all next week. Peace.